Merhaba arkadaşlar. Yaklaşık 2 yıldır Warm Showers üyelerini yani dünya turcularını ağırlıyoruz. 10 küsür turcuyu ağırlamışızdır. Fakat daha önce YouTube kanalı olmadığı için hiç böyle bir röportaj yapmak aklımıza gelmemişti. Bisiklet Forum'da yazdığım küçük yazıları vardı. Bugün 2 Ekim 2020 misafirimiz var. Onunla küçük bir röportaj yapacağız. So hi.
How's it going?
All good. What about you?
Very good.
All right. What's your name?
Peter,
Peter. So Peter, where are you from?
Auckland in New Zealand.
New Zealand. Cool. So what Peter does in his normal life in New Zealand? What do you do in New Zealand?
I was working at a mountain bike park
Uh-huh.
and ooh, mostly 3 days a week I was trail building.
Uh-huh.
And then I was working also as an instructor and in the shop. We have a shop at the mountain bike park. And some guiding with school kids.
Cool. So how many days a week you do that in total?
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
That's sweet. So where did you start your cycling travel? This travel, I mean.
This travel
Where and when?
1 year ago
Uh-huh.
in London.
Uh-huh. And which countries did you pass so far?
Then I rode with my brother from across to Calais in France on the Eurotunnel. Then we rode the northern coast of France, the west coast of France, northern Spain, Portugal. My brother finished in Portugal. Then I continued by myself down back into Spain and then across to Morocco. Spent 3 months, did a loop through Morocco, crossed back to Barcelona on the ferry, then rode into France. So I was in France for the lockdown.
For how long?
For 3 months in France. Yeah.
Because of the COVID situation. Yeah. I see. And
then as soon as I could get moving again, I crossed into Italy and then got on a boat over to Greece and then rode into Turkey.
All right. So you came to Turkey from the border with the Greece?
Yes.
From İpsala, I think, from Edirne. And then where did you go in Turkey? And when did you get into Turkey, by the way?
2 months ago.
2 months ago?
Yeah.
So you've been traveling in Turkey for 2 months?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Loving it.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice to hear.
Yeah.
And where did you go from the border? What was your route?
Down to Çanakkale, Izmir, like following the west coast, and then along the south coast to Antalya, then up through Konya to Cappadocia, Kayseri. Then we took a bus to Ankara and Eskişehir because we decided to go back to Istanbul because we skipped that at the start and we thought we need to go to Istanbul. I would say I met an Australian guy who I was riding with for the 2 months in Turkey so far, and then we continue Black Sea to Samsun.
And how many days did you spend in Istanbul? And what do you think about Istanbul?
Man, Istanbul is crazy. It's a big city, eh?
Yeah, it's crowded. Almost 20 million people.
I know. It's 4 times bigger than New Zealand. Like in one city.
Wow. So, speaking of which, what's the capital of New Zealand?
Wellington.
Wellington.
And I'm in Auckland, which is the same as Turkey. Auckland's the biggest city, like Istanbul, but not the capital. Wellington.
And which currency do you use?
New Zealand dollars.
New Zealand dollars. And how much is it? And when you compare with Turkish liras?
1 New Zealand dollar, 5 Turkish liras.
I see. Yeah. And what's the minimum wage in New Zealand? And what's the unemployment rate? If you know.
The minimum wage is, I think next year it will be 20 New Zealand dollars an hour.
Oh,
so
all right, that's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
nice.
Good,
yeah.
But it's also expensive to live.
That's true.
I'm not sure what the unemployment rate is.
All right,
and look it up.
And do you have any idea about like an average flat rental price, like?
Yeah,
Do you pay monthly or weekly?
weekly.
Because
I-
that's how it was back in the Australia.
Yeah.
I was surprised, and it was expensive.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe like $250
Dollars a week
Yeah,
for a room or for the flat?
for a room.
For a room, right?
Yeah. The flat's gonna be like
1,000.
500,000. Yeah, depending on what you.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. So you took the Black Sea coastal road.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. How, did you enjoy the climbs and
Yeah.
the views?
Yeah, it was challenging, but it's beautiful, man.
Uh-huh.
I think like on my travels, the most challenging places are like the most memorable.
Uh-huh.
Like even though it's super hard.
So
Like-
it was one of that, or
Yeah, I mean my two most challenging ones, like that would have been the third, I guess. Like it's tough, but I did when I came from France into Italy, I did half of the like Tour du Mont Blanc over the
Mhm.
border,
Mhm.
and like it was like summer, but they had snow, and I was pushing through
wow.
snow, like pushing my bike up for like
Which-
one whole day.
Which month was it, and how high was that?
It was like 2,500, I think.
Wow.
The pass, yeah. First, there was two passes. I think the first one is maybe higher, like 2.7 or something,
Wow.
and then the second one was 2.5. But yeah, it was like
And you said it was during the summer.
yeah.
Wow.
It was July.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's
But like, I wasn't expecting. It was super tough.
amazing views, I bet.
Yeah. Really cool.
And let's talk about your bike a little.
Yeah.
So I saw that it was 29 inches mountain bike, or was it a touring bike and then you modified it as a mountain bike, or?
No, it's the Surly Karate Monkey. So it's sort of it is their mountain bike model, I guess. But it's obviously Surly is a touring brand.
Yeah.
So
And it's steel, right?
yeah, it's steel.
How heavy is the bike itself? Do you know?
I think it's probably like 15 kilos.
15,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fine.
pretty heavy.
Yeah, but still good. And,
I have a suspension fork on it, so
Uh-huh.
that adds a bit of weight.
and I saw your tires were mountain bike tires. I mean, not 100%
Yeah.
mountain bike, but you know they're thick.
They've got
They have-
knobs.
knobs on them. So why did you choose that?
I was like, I was looking at what tire to run, and like, because it's a mountain bike, I wanted to be able to do mountain biking on it, and I wanted to be able to take the bags off and go mountain biking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Schwalbe Marathon Plus,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the mountain bike version of the Marathon Plus.
That's nice.
So yeah, it's super cool, and in the middle it's like pretty much slick.
Mhm.
So on the road, it's as far as I can tell, it rolls pretty efficiently.
Oh, that's nice.
When
How much air do you pump?
Yeah, you have to pump them up for the road, so it's like 50 in the back and 40 in the front.
Mm-hmm. And how many kilos do you carry with you? I see that you are traveling very light.
Fairly light, but it's still pretty heavy. I carry a lot of food and water, so it's like 45, I think, kilos. Yeah.
All right. Then
It's not light, but
okay.
it's
I
just
thought it was-
compact.
It looks very compact.
Yeah.
And let's talk about equipment-wise. What do you carry with you? What are your essentials? Or were there anything that you left at some point that you said, okay, maybe I don't need this? You know?
I've pretty much got the same kit as I started.
Oh, nice.
I did. Yeah, I managed to, like, maybe a few less clothes I've got now,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise,
So what are you carrying with you
I've
now?
got a tent, and it's actually a 2-person tent. That's something that I could
Mm-hmm.
cut down on, but because I started with my brother, we were sharing.
Mm-hmm.
It is nice to have the space, though.
Yeah, I bet.
And sleeping bag, sleeping mat.
Mm-hmm.
I carry a small pot
Mm-hmm.
and a gas cooker.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my left pannier, I've got my clothes, and the right pannier, I've got food, and then tools.
Mm-hmm. Any spare tires?
No, no,
inner tube?
just inner tubes. Yeah, a couple of spare inner tubes.
Mm-hmm. What about the punctures? Do you have any? I mean, do you have often, or how many did you have?
I'm on my second set of tires.
Uh-huh.
When my old set were getting, like, when they got pretty old, I started to get a few, but they were actually more when I was, like, when I'm just touring on the road, I didn't get any. It was only when I stopped and did mountain biking, I got some pinch flats or, like, got some thorns in the tires.
Uh-huh.
And then actually on this new set, I've had one puncture. I was coming down the hill and just a big piece of glass somehow got wedged and put a big hole.
So how many kilometers did you do so far? Do you know?
Almost 15,000.
15,000.
Yeah.
And what's your daily average, more or less?
About 100.
100 kilometers.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. That's a good performance.
Yeah.
With that load and with those tires.
And I'm also doing, like I said, I've been on the road for 1 year, but probably only half a year I've been actually cycling. The other half I've been volunteering, like doing workaways.
So, yeah, that's one of the questions most of the people ask. Like, what is your budget? Did you save a lot before you started, or what's your like average daily cost? You know, could you answer that?
Yeah, I saved all my money back in New Zealand when I was working, and then to keep the costs down, I've been doing the workaways along the way. My average daily now in Turkey, I think it's about 10 New Zealand dollars a day.
So 50 liras?
Yeah,
more or less.
But I'm trying to get that. I can get that less. I don't need to be spending. Well, I mean, it depends because I brought some bike parts and stuff, so that bumps it up. But yeah, I think I can do like 30 or 40 lira a day if I.
That's very efficient, but that's the case that's a scenario that you stay in your tent and you cook on your own, right?
Yes, always, yeah. I'm always wild camping or staying with hosts.
I see.
I can't afford to pay for accommodation, or I choose to spend my money this way so I can travel longer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Turkey is amazing for wild camping.
Oh yeah, lots of places.
So many places, and people don't mind. Like the police are very happy and friendly. Like
that's right.
You can camp on the beach. And
yeah, that's cool.
I love it.
And what's your next plan? Where are you heading? What's your ultimate goal?
Yeah, my ultimate goal, my plan was to like head back to New Zealand, like Southeast Asia, and then like if I can try catch a boat across to Australia, cycle through Australia, and then I think you have to fly maybe back to New Zealand, or if I can get a boat, I'll do that. But at the moment, it's not possible. All the borders are closed.
Yeah.
So for now, I will apply for a residence permit in Turkey, and I will either stay in Turkey for the winter, or maybe I will go back to Europe if it gets possible. I don't know. I'm working this out at the moment.
But you will go till the Georgia border, I think.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, and then head back down south where it's a little bit warmer.
Yeah, you should, because winter gets very cold in the east in Turkey, because there are high places.
Yes.
Even the city centers are like 2,000 meters. So yeah. Is this your first time in Turkey?
Yes.
And what did you expect and what did you see? Well, was there a difference? And
yeah, I mean, I guess like my sister came to Turkey a few years ago and she loved it here, and she said you must come. And I mean, it was on the route also, but yeah, so I was looking forward to Turkey. But I had, like I said, I travelled in Morocco, and I was sort of thinking maybe it's similar to Morocco, but I get here and it's completely like different to Morocco, and like very well. I mean, I started in the West, and it's like very European. It felt like Europe there, but everywhere it's like it's so diverse. Like the people, the culture is diverse, the landscape is diverse. There's everything in Turkey. I think It's a super nice country.
What was your most favorite city or the country that
Mm.
you passed along your route?
Mm.
Or what was the most surprising place or the thing?
I mean, I think Cappadocia is like out of this world, like incredible. I'm sure lots of people say this,
that,
like, but it
that's
really is. Eh?
What about out of Turkey, the other countries that you've been? What was your favorite?
I mean, like I said, the other most like I did the cross Mont Blanc in Morocco. I rode like a small section of the Sahara, and that was like super amazing as well. Like so quiet at night.
Did you camp in the middle of the desert?
Yeah,
Wow.
by myself. Like
wow. How was the sky? Was it clear?
Amazing, yeah.
The stars
are super cool.
Man.
And you're just lying in your tent and you can hear all the little like beetles like just scratching in the sand because it's so quiet.
Quiet, yeah. Wow. But you weren't afraid, or?
No. I mean, I think once you've been like wild camping like for a while, you just get used to it. Like, and you realize that like nothing's happened, so it's like so unlikely that anything's gonna happen. Like, you just get comfortable with it. But when I started, like you hear every little sound and you're like, what's that? Was it someone's gonna come attack me? Like you just like make up all these like pictures in your mind.
Yeah, maybe it was only the wind.
Hitting
the tent. Yeah. So what is the setup on your bike? Like which group set, which parts?
It's like pretty much Shimano like XT is the like group set. Yeah, XT brakes, XT derailleur, shifter, but then like SLX chain, cassette, cranks.
Have you ever changed?
Yeah, I did a big like new cassette, new chain, chain ring as well. I changed because I'm running 1x11.
All right.
Yeah,
wow. That's cool.
So I changed that in Athens, in Greece, and the tires I changed there.
That's nice. So you brought your bike and all that camping stuff, all the bags and stuff from New Zealand to London, right?
Yeah.
By plane. Cool. Yeah. And how much did you pay for your bike and all the rest? Do you remember?
Yeah, like I bought the frame and the rack from Surly, and it cost me like 800 or 900 New Zealand dollars. But like normally it's much more. I got a good price because I was working in the bike park.
Was it used one or?
No, new.
Brand new?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I built it up with actually the wheels are off my trail bike back home, which I also built up their Hope hubs with DT Swiss rims. So they're good, strong.
That's sweet.
Strong wheels, yeah. Yeah. How much did they cost me? Like probably about like 900 or something as well.
I bet.
Yeah. And then the rest of the stuff I'm not sure exactly, but it was probably the full build. Like it's probably about 3,000 New Zealand dollars
for the bike.
Yeah, I think so. Which is, I mean, it's not too much, but like it's because I was getting all the stuff at like staff price.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And is there anything that you would like to say? You would like to tell the other cyclists who is traveling? Any advices for the, I don't know, beginners or other people who is crossing from Turkey?
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, I've got a pretty nice setup, but I think like you don't even need like a super flash setup. Like my brother who rode with me from London to Lisbon in Portugal, he was on like a super old bike that he got given, and like his pannier bags were just like some cotton ones that he got given. They're not waterproof or anything, and he had a shopping basket strapped onto his handlebars, like from the supermarket. Like, it was like super basic, and you don't need like all the flash gear. You can go out and have a lot of fun, like on whatever.
As long as you have two wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Like Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree to that. All right. Any other thing you would like to add? Or that's it?
I think that's it.
Or if you want to say something to your friends or family, because I will put this on YouTube.
Ah, sweet.
So you can send the link to them. So
I can say hi, Mum.
All right. All right, Peter. It was nice to have you in here.
Man.
It was a pleasure. I wish you could stay here longer, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
So,
man. No, thank you very much for having me.
It was a pleasure.
It's
Nice meeting you.
yeah. That's been super
And thanks
special.
for this first interview too.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you, man.